everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Milton, and on this video I'm going to show you how to connect the Radiolink V3 to the Tamiya MFC sound system and to the RC truck. Now this is going to be your basic installation. It's pretty much getting the radio out of the box, knowing what to connect, and get your truck moving. Now as you get familiar with your radio control, then you can start programming it and customizing it to your driving style. So let me show you how. Here's the Tamiya MFC sound system and the servo plugs. Now the first thing is to remove this extra piece of plastic from the servo plugs. Now you don't have to remove all of it, but enough for it to fit into the receiver of the Radiolink, because this extra piece of plastic is designed for the Tamiya receivers. Okay, so here's the receiver from Tamiya, and there's a slot right here on the very corner, and that's why it has that extra piece of plastic, so that it can fit like a key. So that's why they have that. So on the new receiver, on the Radiolink receiver, it does not have that. So here's the receiver from Radiolink, okay, and it doesn't have that slot, so that's why it won't fit. So you need to remove part of that plastic so it can fit inside the receiver. Okay, so J4, the steering plug, goes to channel 1. Here on the side of the receiver, there's the channel numbers. Okay, and connect J4 to channel 1. On the receiver, you're gonna notice there's the sticker, and that's so you can know how to plug in the servo plugs. So the negative pin is the outside one, the positive pin is the middle one, and then the signal pin is the one on the left. So that's why on the Tamiya wires right here, the black one is the negative, then the positive is the red one, and the signal wire is the white one, and that's on the Tamiya plugs. Okay, so J5 is the throttle. Okay, this one goes to channel 2. J7 is for the lights, and that one goes to channel 3. J8 goes to the MFC, and this is for the motor, and it goes right here in the front. Okay, and the outside wire is the negative wire. J9 goes to channel 4, and that's only if you have the servo to unlock the fifth wheel. Okay, so J9 goes to channel 4. J6 goes to channel 5. And J10 goes to channel 6, and this is for the transmission to shift the gears. Alright, so now you're left with channel 7, and that's to connect extra lights. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this one. Okay, and that could be any extra lights that you want to add to your truck. Make sure that your light is connected to the control switch, and the control switch is connected to your receiver. And finally, you have this spot right here. You can see the negative symbol. Okay, it's this pin, and then the positive symbol is on the left side. Okay, and that's for your telemetry. Now the radio comes with this cable that it goes to your battery, and then this other end is to plug it in right here. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay, and that's for your telemetry. So this is going to tell you how much power, how much battery voltage is in your Tamiya truck. Okay, so that's pretty cool, and you just have to get the right adapter to connect it to your battery, or if not, cut these cables and solder them to the MFC power cable, and it goes like this. Okay, now one of the things that you also have to remove is this piece of plastic right here on the corner of the servo plug on channel 1, and that's so the plug, this one, can go in correctly, because if not, it's just gonna be loose. So you need to remove that piece of plastic on the corner, just on the servo plug that is on channel 1. Alright, so now plug in the battery. This is the battery that I'm using. Okay, and plug it in to the MFC power cable. Now the radio control uses 6 AA size batteries, and it can be any brand. This is just an example. Now you can also use a 2-cell up to a 4-cell LiPo battery by simply just removing this battery tray and gently pull each corner just like this. Okay, until it comes off. And right there you can see the plug, and that's where you plug in your LiPo battery. Now right here you can see the positive symbol on the left side and negative symbol on the right side, and the operating voltage right here on the radio control, it says 4.8 volt up to 15 volts. Now on the manual it says differently. It says operating voltage 4.8 to 16.8 volts. Now to put the battery tray back, insert these plastic tabs first into the radio control, okay, like this, and keep it level, and then from this corner push in, okay, gently on all sides until it goes in. Now install the batteries again and close the lid. Now turn on your control. Now turn on your truck. Alright, make sure that on your receiver you have a solid green light and not a solid red light, because the green light means that the gyro inside the receiver is turned off, and red light means that the gyro is turned on. So you want it to be solid green, and that's because on your radio control you're going to be using the gyro knob, and this is to control, turn on and off some of the functions on the MFC. So that's why the gyro needs to be turned off, and on your receiver needs to be green. So if the light is red, then your gyro is on. Okay, you can see right there the gyro is on. Now to switch from gyro on to gyro off, simply press this little button right here 3 times. I'm using a wooden stick, and just press it 3 times fast, and it's going to turn back to solid green. Now when you first turn on your control, you're going to notice that the steering is wrong. When you steer to the right, the wheels want to go to the left, and when you steer to the left, the wheels want to go to the right. And also the throttle is wrong. When you want to go forward, it wants to go back, and when you want to go back, it wants to go forward. Okay, so for that you need to change the channel, reverse the channels, the steering, and the throttle. On your radio control, press exit, and that's going to take you to this screen where you can see all the channels and the functions. Okay, and if you press this button, the plus one, it's going to show you channel 7. So I'm going to go back. Okay, and channel 1, if you see right here when I steer, that's channel 1. And the throttle, when I give it throttle, right there you can see that's channel 2. Okay, so that's the channels that I need to reverse, channel 1 and channel 2. Now to reverse the channels, press and hold exit and enter both at the same time, and that's going to take you inside the menu. And now using the plus or the negative button, you can use either one to navigate through the menu. So I'm going to use this one all the way until I find where it says reverse. Okay, and then hit enter. Okay, and right there you see ST, which means steering. That one I'm going to, it's already highlighted, so this is the one that you move to highlight which one you want. So right there it says normal, steering is normal right now. I'm going to hit enter, and now that it's blinking, I'm going to hit plus, and now it says reverse. So I hit enter to save it, and now I'm going to highlight this one, the throttle, okay, by hitting plus, and the same thing, enter, and now I hit enter again, not enter, I mean I hit plus, to change it. Now it says reverse. Now I want to save it, hit enter, and now both of them are reversed. Now I exit again, and now if you notice right here, when I steer, okay, it steers correctly. Steer to the left, goes to the left. Steer to the right, goes to the right. And then the throttle, I go forward, and it wants to go forward. I want to go back, and the truck goes back. So that's how you reverse the channels on the radio control. One of the nice features on this radio control is that it has throttle speed. Now what that means is that you can make the truck go really fast as soon as you press the trigger, or you can make it go really slow when you press the trigger throttle. So let me show you to give you an idea how to adjust and change that. So go into your menu and then go to where it says throttle speed and hit enter, and by default it's going to be off. So normally you open the box, get the control, it's going to be off. So to change that, go to enter once it's highlighted and hit plus, and that's going to take you to mode 1, speed 1, and where it says all, click highlight, where it says 100. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that, press the plus, okay, and then click enter and change that to the amount that you want. So I'm going to go all the way to 0, okay, which means that it's going to start at 0, and then as I press the trigger, the more I press the trigger, then it's going to go all the way to 100. So hit enter and then exit, and now exit again, and my throttle is going to go really slow. So it starts really slow. Right here you can see the bar. Okay, I press it, but the bar increases slowly. So that's how you can adjust the throttle speed. So that way the truck starts very slow. Okay, but this is something that you can play with. So depending on your driving style, you change it to however you feel comfortable driving the truck. Now on the MFC instruction booklet, it says to do mapping, and mapping is so the MFC and the radio control can communicate properly. But mapping is done on the other type of radio controls, the ones that have the sticks. So on this one, I'm not sure if it's necessary to do mapping. So if you know about it, please write it down in the comment section. That way we can know if it's really necessary to do mapping on this type of radios. So for right now, I really don't know if it does make a difference. So I'm gonna show you how I'm going to try to do mapping on this type of radios. Alright, so here on the MFC, press and hold this button. Okay, and the truck is going to turn off. And then here, you'll see the blinking light. Now on the radio control, give it throttle all the way. And then back, reverse all the way. Okay, and then the steering right all the way and left all the way. Now on the MFC, press and hold for 1 second this button again and let it go, and the truck is going to turn back on and the light is going to be solid. And that's how I do mapping for this radio. Alright, now for the fun part. I'm going to show you how to turn on and off all the functions on the MFC using this radio control. Now I'm going to bring the control closer. Alright, right there you can see the screen, and on channel 3, when I turn this knob down, you can see the bar going down, and then if I turn it the other way, it goes to 100. So on channel 3, I'm going to bring it to 0. Okay, doesn't have to be exactly, but to 0. Now using this switch, flip this switch down and then flip it back to the center, and you have your marker lights on the top. And then you also have your lights on the side, but those are actually the interior lights. I just happen to have them on the side just to show you. Now flip this switch back down and then to the center. Then you have your headlights. Flip it back down, back to the center, and you have your fog lights. Now if you flip the switch up, and then to the center, then you have your hazard lights. Now turn them back up, the switch, and then back to the center, and you turn off your hazard lights. Then if you flip the switch down and you flip it back to the center, all your lights are turned off. And if you installed extra lights on channel 7, then if you press this button right here, the lights are going to turn on. And depending on what type of lights and what type of electronic switch, then the functions are going to be different every time you press this button again. So if I press it again, it goes through the different changes, different functions of the lights. I press it again, I press it again, and again, and again, and my lights turn off. Now to turn off the truck using the radio control, turn the knob all the way to 100 and flip this switch up, and the truck is going to turn off. Now flip the switch back to the center, okay, and the knob back to 0, and then go up again to 100 and flip the switch again, and the truck is going to turn on. Now flip the switch back to the center, okay, and now if you push it up, you have the sound of the horn, the long one, back to the center. Now flip the switch down, and you have the short sound of the horn, okay, back to the center. So pretty much the center is kind of like neutral on the switch, so that's where normally it's going to be, in the center. Now to be able to cut the throttle and rub the engine, turn this knob down back to passing 0 all the way to 100, negative 100, and then go up until you see the hazard lights go on and you hear that sound, and flip this switch down. Now the throttle should be cut off and you can rub the engine, okay? And if you go back, the same thing, the wheels don't turn, okay? Now to turn it back on, the throttle, flip the switch back to the center, okay, and this knob all the way down, back up till you see the hazard lights go on, and flip the switch back down, and now the throttle should work again. Now flip the switch back to the center, okay, and this knob, turn it back all the way up to 100, because that's where normally it's going to be when you're driving the truck, all the way to 100. Okay, now one of the things I said to hear that sound when you see the hazard lights go on and you hear that sound, what I meant is like there's this sound, this clicking sound that you can hear every time you turn this knob. So I'm going to let you hear it. Right there, you can hear it. So that's the sound that it makes, this clicking sound on the MFC. Now to change gears on the transmission, this is the switch. So the switch all the way up is in first gear, the switch to the middle is second gear, and the switch back is third gear. So third, second, and first gear. So when you flip the switch, make sure that the servo arm is facing in the right direction. Like for example, low gear, first gear, the servo arm is facing away from the transmission. Second gear, the servo arm is in the middle. And third gear, the servo arm is facing the transmission. And if your servo is going in the opposite direction, then go into your menu in your radio control and reverse the channel 6. Now, if you installed a servo to unlock your fifth wheel, then first center the servo and then make the adjustments on your radio control before you connect your fifth wheel to the servo arm. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the adjustments for that servo. So I'm going to enter the menu, okay, and then I'm going to go where it says reverse the servo, and then I hit enter. Okay, and that's going to be channel 4. Okay, channel 4 is in normal, but I'm going to reverse it. Hit enter, and then I hit the plus sign, and now if you see the servo went on the other side. Now enter to save it. Now I exit, and now I'm going to go back using the negative sign all the way to where it says it's going to say EPA. Okay, I hit enter, and then I'm going to go to channel 4. Okay, that's channel 3 and channel 4. Hit enter, and that 100% I'm going to lower it to the amount that I like it to be, so it can unlock my fifth wheel. So it all depending on how you have your setup, that's how you're going to adjust it. So I think mine is going to be pretty much right there, close to the center, right there. Okay, and then when I'm gonna leave it there, and then when I press this button right here, which is channel 4, is going to pull it and unlock my fifth wheel. Now, depending on your truck, this is going to be different, but this is just to give you an idea how to adjust it. Another nice feature that this radio control has is that it has alarms that will tell you when you have a low voltage on your transmitter, on your receiver, and on your telemetry, your truck, and also on RSSI. So that's really nice that it has that alarms, and you can adjust the voltage so to however you want it to be, so it can tell you the alarm when you have that low voltage. So you can find that in page 31 on the menu of the Radiolink. Alright, so that's pretty much it on how to connect this Radiolink V3 radio to a Tamiya truck, and how to connect it to the MFC and make all the functions work using this radio control. Now, this radio control comes with a strap so you can connect it to your radio. It comes with the adapter for the telemetry, and it comes with the instruction booklet, which is really nice, and I recommend you reading it because there's a lot of information here and very detailed, very nice. And it comes with this cool, nice 7-channel receiver, which is packed with a lot of features. And this radio control is capable of doing more things not covered in this video. Alright, so that's it for this video. If you like this video and you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Now, that's one way to support my channel. So thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.